Hello and welcome back to Crusader Kings II. When we last left Holland, actually, it was Frisia, the new kingdom that we created. We lost Loon to Middle Francia just because they were a bunch of bullies and they had a bigger army than we did. But all in all, we are pretty much covered on where the traditional area of Frisia actually is, except for here, which is part of the Kingdom of West Francia. We can't do anything about that for like another 9 years, because we just declared our independence. We have a truce and everything else. So, in the meanwhile, we have an ally in Burgundy, right here, and we are hopefully looking for more once members of the family grow up. The Duke's youngest daughter is here. She is not the heir because it's agnatic cognatic, meaning that boys go first. So even though she's the youngest, it's still not. It's still him as the heir. Now we can marry her off though, but only in 15 years. So, so we're going to keep her unbetrothed for right now. She's sort of our wild card for later on potentially making an alliance somewhere down the line. Duke Hubert is currently 41. Can he come to court? Nah, he doesn't want to. Okay. Anyway, so that's sort of where we stand. This is our council. They're doing all sorts of fun things. We had a faction that was looking for independence, but that has gone away because we gave the Duchy of Flanders over to Uric. So he's now taking care of those guys. We also gave the Duchy of Gelre to Prince Jacob, who was the Count of Gelre as well. So that's good. If I go and I look at my vassal list, I have a couple of there's a couple of vassals that are not terribly happy with me, but most of these guys are small potatoes. They're not like the counts or anything. So really it's just this guy right here. And his big problem is that he desires the Duchy of Brabant. Oh, and he's also a title claimant too. So that's Hainaut, which is right there. Okay. We'll have to deal with him in a little bit. Let's see. By 27, 42. Nah, it's okay. We are also trying to build up our wealth back up again. in part because that can give us protection, the protection of mercenaries if we need it. Eventually, we also have to pay off our loan, so we'll do that. And also, our new ambition, if you remember, is to amass wealth. We gain 1 stewardship if we get 500 gold. So that's pretty good. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, right now we are just looking to secure our place, essentially. Because right now we are exposed. We're also trying to build up our military a little bit, which is almost maxed right now, which is really good. Let's check our technologies. We can increase our military organization. We can increase our trade practices. And we can increase our religious customs. That's all good stuff. Oh, wait a minute. There's one more thing that I have to do. First, let's deal with this. Reach me to Count Chaplain has accused me of heresy. I implore you. That's this guy. Bishop Goswin the Wicked. Something tells me that I'm not exactly sure that this guy would really alright. I don't think he's a heretic. Okay. So, there's something else. Let me pause just for a second. After we autosave. There's something else. Now that I'm a king, I can potentially make retinues. Yes, I can. I've got 928 points. Of a retinue that I can make. Now, retinues are they are a personal army of mine, and they're always on the map, and they always reinforce. And I don't need to disband them when I go to declare war on somebody. You know how, it says, you can't have any levies raised. Well, retinues are not considered levies. So, I can keep them raised all the time. So, here's what I'm looking for. The retinues are made in our units. They're separate units that I can make. So, it will tell me how much each one of these costs. Okay, so this one is, the retinue is 410. And of course I got to pay monthly costs to keep them up. So 410, I could create 2 of these, or I could create 430 and 410. 350. If I do 900, that would be the only one. But that would be a cavalry retinue. There's a defense one for 550. There's a shock one for 650. Oh, this one is a Godendog militia, which is special for This one is special for the Frisians. So I think what I might do, 350, 700. Oh, and they cost money to create too. So, but I do want to create them because they start out, they have to build up, they have to reinforce. So, 410 and 430. So let's build one of these guys and one of these guys. Okay. So now these are the Frisian armies, and they both start in Holland. Now, here's the deal. There's one guy in each one of them, and I just spent 100 and something to build each one, or 50 or 60 or something. I basically spent 120 to build both units. If this guy, who I just noticed here, shows up here and kills these two guys, I got to start these units all over again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise this army like that. That way, if they happen to attack, they won't kill the army. And sure enough, that's where they were going. Now they're probably heading here or here. Now you can see them reinforcing. They're already up to, 28 guys or whatever. These guys are going to keep attacking everywhere, so let's just thump these guys right now. So these retinues basically build up, and eventually they're going to become sort of let's lower those guys down. Okay. Oh, that's a Frisian army. That's a Frisian army. Let's disband this unit right here. Okay. Bernard of the Hainautian peasant revolt has declared peasant revolt for Hainaut on King Hubert. Okay. So let's pause and let us raise our army. We're going to leave our retinues there. A mysterious Jewish man has offered his services at your court. Okay, this is Dudai. Okay, here we go. Now these guys are sieging the castle in there, because then if they can take the castle, Prince Giselbert is impulsive and seems unable to tell right from wrong. This is arbitrary. Arbitrary is not good. Arbitrary is really not good. Vassals don't like it, and it reduces your learning and stewardship. So we're going to have him lose that one. Now he's the heir, so we have to be really careful about, what he's basically going to be doing here. Uh-oh. We're in the negative. That's not good. Okay, now the reason why we're in the negative is because we have raised an army. And basically we want to eliminate these guys. Okay. Barnard has arrived in my court. Okay, somebody is taking this over. Oh, yeah, the Pomeranians are taking over. I wonder if the Pomeranians are taking over Saxony. That would make Pomerania kind of big. So, okay, we thumped those guys. So now, if I look at, yeah, see now we're getting 6 a month, so we'll be out of this deficit in just a second. You'll notice that our Frisian armies or the retinues are starting to build up again. Once they get of a certain size, I think they'll be okay to. They'll be okay to try to sort of leave alone. But for right now, they're a little fragile. So what am I going to do with this guy? He's a peasant leader. We could banish him. We can order him to take the vows. We can request an excommunication. We can just release him, or we can execute him. Nobody will care. We can release him from prison. Nobody will care. Or we could banish him. Let's banish him. And the Duchess is pregnant again. Benedict has a tender soul. A tender soul? I'll give him a tender back. That's pretty funny. But kind. What does kind do for you? Increases your diplomacy, reduces your intrigue. That's fine for Benedict. Benedict is kind. Oh, he's kind and he's trusting and he's charitable and ambitious and cynical. And a hunchback. Frotlina is pregnant again. $43 and $34. Okay, so as you can see, our Frisian armies are starting to build up. These armies do not have a commander. And we have to sort of assign them a commander. Normally armies are under the command of somebody who gets sort of auto-appointed. Okay. Let's take a look at laws just for a second. We have to reign for at least 10 years. Oh, we have not reigned for 10 years as the king of Frisia. That's why we can't change this. I think what we can do, though, is we can switch to Gavelkind, which gives us a 30% larger domain, and we do not have to land. We don't have to give land to our sons. Up. He's now a flamboyant schemer. Okay, and he's an unlanded son. See, this is part of the problem here. So, what are we going to do? Well, she's 15, she's almost of age, which will give us Pictland as an ally. Okay, flamboyant schemer is the second level of scheming. He's, unfortunately his intrigue is not so great. So, yeah. Okay. So let's keep going then. We have to give him some land. We could make him the Duke of Brabant. That's an interesting thought. Oh, now you'll notice that Flanders is getting together a massive army to take these guys on. Zealand, though, I have to take care of. Oh. Let's get the retinues into battle. And they got thumped. Okay, let's move these guys back over here. Let's reorganize them. And these guys... Oh, let's pause just for a second. And we have a new heir. Hubert Zun. Okay. He's like Hubert III or something, right? Or maybe he's Hubert II. Okay, so right here, let's split this army up and make a new unit. Okay. So now, all of the units are separate again. Now, let's do that. And this gives us Gent is separate. Brabant is part of Brabant. Hainaut is part of Brabant. And Breda is part of Brabant. That's the one I want. Okay. Okay. So now, if I go to look here, I also have the King of Pictland as my ally, which is good. Okay, we can get rid of that guy. Oh no, what happened? He got murdered. He got murdered on the orders of the Duke's wife. Oh, wow. Okay. Do die. Oh no! Oh, that was quick. He died of poor health at 43 years old. So our new king is King Hubert II. And he's not even 1 year old yet. And our pretenders are Giselbert and Benedict. And there's also the other brother here too, but they only list the first two. Okay, so that's the end of Hubert I. So be it. Okay, so we're going to scheme in Holland, of course. And now everything has changed now. So let's see. If we'll continue along. Queen Fratlina has now been appointed the regent. Okay. And one child lacks a guardian. That would be Giselbert. Unfortunately, I cannot have I can't teach him because oh, that's good news. I can't have I can't teach him because, you know, I'm younger than he is. So, okay. And then we will educate child. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hubert Jacobson. Okay, let's pause just for a second. Okay. Here's Prince Giselbert. Let's educate him. Now we could have Judith teach him, but quite honestly, oh, she's Midas touched. That might actually be a good idea. We could have Duke Uric do it, but really I'm only going to. Well, he's gregarious and arbitrary. This guy's possessed. That would be kind of weird. She's zealous and shy, content, patient, greedy. We could have the Queen Mother teach him. Okay. Now, what is the plot that we discovered? She wants to kill Hubert. Oh. Prince Jacob, the oldest brother, who's really the half-brother. His son, the heir to the Duchy of Gelre, is who she wants to kill off. This guy doesn't like me at all. Oh, let me go back. I saw something that is not right. Let's go here. Let's educate child. Let's, she's Dutch, right? Yeah, she's Dutch. Unfortunately, Queen Mother is not Dutch. Which means that there's a chance that she'll become that Giselbert will become not Dutch, which is not what we want. So I don't know. Let's do that. That actually might work. Educate child. Try this again. Educate child. Sure, that's fine. Okay. Let's go into intrigue and go here and say end plot. Frontlina, she is Frankish. Let's see what we can actually do here. just for fun, let's pause just for a second. We don't, unfortunately, we don't get any alliances from marrying her off. But if we do matrilineal marriage, then at the very least we'll be bringing somebody in. So let's bring somebody in who has fairly good skills. Well, what do we need? If I take a look at my council, I could use a better marshal. I could use a better court chaplain. Pretty happy with my spy master. I mean, but even these guys are pretty good. 14 is considered masterful. But let's look at replacements, either in learning or in martial skill. So, let's go back here. Let's see about martial skill. Oh my gosh. Look at that. 26. That's hard to imagine. Even this guy, Steward of Cleve. With a 19. What about learning? That guy's Lollard. That guy wants to become court chaplain. With a 17, but boy, that 26, and the guy's possessed. The guy's possessed, but look at all the good stuff that this guy is. No wonder why he's the Marshal of Dijon. He's 39 years old. She's 35. We could go with this guy. He's ugly, though. But he does want to be a marshal. We could go with this guy. Wow. I don't know. That's tempting. Hey, look at 26 is like ridiculously good. Let's do it. Frontlina would lose 100 prestige. Oh, that's okay. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so let's keep going. So now what's going to happen is, if this gets approved, then we're going to bring this guy in, and he'll be a part of our court, which will be great. Okay, so there we go. Okay, and then this guy has been... she went to Dijon. Okay. Oh, was it a... Oh, I thought I said matrilineal marriage. I forgot to switch it. Oh, what an idiot. I forgot to switch it over. Oh, well. Well, this is my new region. Ah, that was a mistake. Okay, what is going on up here? The Franconian Revolt. Wow. Okay. So we can press 7 weak claims. Including the County of Cornwall, which is right over here. County of Cornwall is all by itself. Technically speaking, and by this I mean technically speaking, we could actually invade Cornwall and get a handhold on England as part of Frisia. That would be weird. Well, that is something to think about. We probably do have the forces to beat them. We do. We have the forces to beat them, unless they have allies someplace. So let's check the allies. They have no allies that they can call to battle, so... Alright, fine. Oh, now you guys are leaving? I don't think so. Do that just to delay you guys, because I know what will happen if I don't. You'll just go up here, and you go there, and then you go there, and you, you go all over the place, basically. Alright, we're going to let these guys rebuild their morale again. And we'll swing these guys up into here. But that is very interesting. Today, my brother Benedict asked me for a fief of his own to govern. I promised to arrange it. You know what we'll do? Let's do this for right now. Here's the court. Here's the family. Here's Benedict. Benedict is not happy because he's a pretender and a claimant to the kingdom of Frisia, and he's also ambitious too. But I did promise him to gain a title, so here's what we want to do. Let's give him Gent. I can include lower titles. I can't give him the Duchy of Brabant. Okay, so let's give him Gent for right now. So he is now the Count of Gent. Okay. But getting back to Cornwall, we actually could invade Cornwall. I think. We have 7 ships, so we can bring over 700 guys at a time. Yeah, I don't know. Something to think about. Later. You guys are kidding, right? Oh, okay. Alright, so let's disband this army. And, think we are about... Breda. Oh, how interesting. Okay, so here's what happened. The Duke of Flanders has declared the Flemish-Gentian de jure war over Ghent. Because traditionally it's part of Flanders. Now, what we could do is that we could give him the Duchy of Brabant, which would then make Ghent part of Brabant. But I don't think we're going to do that. Because traditionally this is part of the Duchy of Flanders. Okay, so let's keep going. I did give him a title. He can't complain about that. I did give him a title. Liege is genius. Okay, well that's really good. Let's pause and let's move this guy back to here. Because I'm fairly certain that this guy, he actually kind of likes me. Well, that's really good. Unfortunately, he's really old. And I wonder if I'm still going to have an alliance with him when he passes on. Let's check the King of Pictland. Ah! He likes me too, that's good. Unfortunately, he's depressed. And he's getting older. Okay, so let's keep going. So these guys are all going to fight each other. And Benedict is probably going to lose. Except it looks like he's called in some allies. Maybe, but this is what happens when you have a kingdom and dukes. You'll remember that when we were the Duchy of Holland, we did this stuff under the king, so... What we have to do is we have to prevent factions from getting too big. Prince Benedict. Jacob wants himself to be the king of Frisia. And Benedict, Prince Bishop Anna wants Benedict to be the king of Frisia. These guys are small potatoes, though. Count Alderman of Ypres is trying to fabricate a claim on the Duchy of Flanders. You know what? I'll let that one go through. That's fine. Alright. Oops. Gotta auto autosave. So yeah, there's certain things that you should just let go. You know, Yibrin becoming the Duke, I'm not really too worried about that. Okay, we can disband these guys now. Okay. Let's take a look at our retinues right now. We can't add any more. Oh, fantastical. Now it's up to 69. Fantastic. You're doing a wonderful job. Let's move you up to here. Just to make sure that everybody likes me. People who like you tend to help you in war, so as the farmers prepare for sowing their spring crops, your court chaplain suggests that you bring out the holy relic. I could gain cynical. But I think I would rather take the revolt risk. Lessening of the revolt risk. Wow. Okay. Let's grab all of these guys. Let's merge them. Oh, I didn't really want to split them in half. Merge them. Make a new unit. Take out the 19 guys. And then march to Yibrin. Measles is broken out in Gelray. That's not good. It's also here, too. Whoops. Let's pause just for a second. Propose that Prince Hartwig of Bavaria and Ledwin Godswin daughter marry. So who is this? Prince Hartwig of Bavaria. Prince Hartwig of Bavaria. Yep. Okay. So let's keep going. And I think once... Alright. Arnulf van Holland claims that he would be a better steward than Reinhard. Petitions that should he be given the title of Steward. Alright. Let's take a look at these guys. That guy has a 16. Reinhardt has a 15. Really? I mean, really. It's not that much of a difference. So, we're going to give him a chance. And hey, we should probably see if we can get him married. Oh my gosh, look at that. She's 24, he's what? 69. Jeez. Let's 15. There we go. Okay. We'll get him married. It will improve his opinion by 15. That's always a good thing. Okay, I'm going to move these guys back up here. Kingdom of West Frisia. County of Ostfriedland. So let's see. Kingdom of West Frisia. Oh, look, it's Robin again. Bet she has a gazillion allies, though. Well, maybe not. Why couldn't he call the King of Burgundy to war, or the King of Saxony to war, or the King of Lombardy? He did the last time. Too late, but he did the last time. Oops. Well, the prince is now part of the Duchy of Flanders. He still has a title. Okay, I think at this point we are going to stop the video because it's been about an hour. So let's pause here. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for watching. We got a bunch of stuff done. We're trying to consolidate our position. We built retinues, so and I think next time we might consider maybe a foray into Cornwall. Maybe it would be a nice little addition to things. And but anyway, that'll be for next time. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next video.